The night before my heart transplant, my husband, Noah, brought me a glass of milk at midnight. When I woke up the next day, I found that the heart meant for me had been stolen by my sister, Chloe. The next day, I broke down at the operating room door, demanding to know why. Noah sighed helplessly. Chloe's condition is worse. You still have 3 years to live. Just let her have this heart. My mother frowned, saying I was being unreasonable. Chloe has always compromised for you. As the older sister, you should give in this once. Even my son wouldn't speak up for me. Chloe is afraid of pain, you're not. The heart should go to Chloe. Everyone stood against me. A sharp pain surged in my chest. I had a heart attack and died right there at the operating room door. When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day before the heart transplant. Your physical condition is fine. The donor heart has been confirmed, and the transplant can proceed tomorrow. Remember to fast and avoid liquids for 10 hours to ensure a smooth operation. Familiar words echoed in my ears again. I opened my eyes, tears streaming down my face, soaking the pillow. My attending physician looked at me and smiled. Evelyn, congratulations. The match rate for this transplant is very high. After the surgery, you'll be healthy. She thought I was crying tears of joy, but only I knew the truth. The agony and despair of finally grasping hope, only for it to be crushed by the very people who were supposed to be my family. The pain of the heart attack still lingered throughout my body, yet I forced a smile. Thank you, doctor. Could I ask you for a favor? Please don't tell my family about tomorrow's surgery yet. I'll sign the consent form myself. Heaven had given me another chance. This time, I would hold on tight and never let go. The doctor nodded understandingly, closed my medical file, and left the room. My roommate, who shared the room with me, looked at me with envy and struck up a conversation. I've been waiting for a suitable donor for almost 7 years. It's so wonderful to see you get to live. Your family must be so happy. I smiled but said nothing. They couldn't possibly be happy, not when their beloved adopted daughter, Chloe, hadn't found a donor yet. Even when I was hospitalized, no one was willing to visit or take care of me. Several times, the pain was so severe that doctors issued a critical condition notice, requiring my family to sign. With trembling hands, I immediately called Noah. But his first words were full of blame. I told you not to call me in the middle of the night. Chloe is a light sleeper. It will wake her up. I curled up on the hospital bed, cold sweat soaking my gown. My voice trembled as I spoke. Noah, I'm in so much pain. The doctor said I might not make it. I want to see you, to see Ethan and Mom and Dad. Please, can you all come to the hospital and see me? But I didn't get his concern. Noah's hushed voice was utterly cold. Stop acting out, Evelyn. You just can't stand us revolving around Chloe. You're faking pain to trick us into visiting you. This is the 5th time. The doctors issued a critical condition notice, and we didn't come to see you, yet you still survived. I blinked, stunned, unable to believe the man I loved most would say such hurtful things. I instinctively began to explain. I'm not lying, Noah. Before I could finish, the phone was snatched away, and my mother, Eleanor's, equally hushed voice came through. Evelyn, I beg you, stop being so dramatic. Her disappointment was so heavy that I could almost picture her tightly furrowed brow, even through the phone. Chloe's heart isn't feeling well today. Do you need to have heart trouble too? Always copying Chloe. Do you really think we can't see through it? Eleanor's voice rose slightly, disturbing Chloe, who let out a mumbled groan. My father, Richard's, muffled voice immediately interjected. What's there to say to Evelyn? Hang up quickly. Don't wake Chloe. And just like that, the call was disconnected. I held my phone, feeling a wrenching pain in my heart. I couldn't tell if it was from the words I'd just heard or something else. Just like now, knowing deep down they only cared if Chloe lived a healthy life, I still felt a stinging in my nose from their coldness at the operating room door in my previous life. Your family seems to be here. My roommate's words brought my thoughts back. I turned to the door and saw Mom, Dad, and Noah pushing it open and walking in. Mom's eyes reddened the moment she saw me. She choked up and came forward to hug me. "Oh, Evelyn, this is wonderful. You finally got your heart transplant. I'm really so happy to see Evelyn healthy again." Dad held a food container in his hand and smiled as he offered it. "Knowing you're having surgery soon, your mother specifically went to the market to buy the freshest chicken and slow cooked it all day into a rich broth. Eat it quickly to regain your strength. The surgery won't be so hard then." My body stiffened. For a moment, I didn't know what expression to make. Since I was brought back to the George family, my parents had always been indifferent towards me. This was the first time Mom had personally made a meal just for me. I lowered my eyes, looking at the chicken broth, but didn't reach for it. Dad didn't seem to mind. He placed the soup on the cabinet and spoke gently. "Evelyn, I know you didn't grow up with us and feel a bit distant, but for such a major surgery like a heart transplant, why did you ask the doctor to keep it from us?" I clenched my hands, knowing I had managed to hide it from them after all. Noah stepped forward, gently uncurled my hand, and rubbed it. "Why do you still like to dig your nails into your palm when you're nervous? I'm your husband, of course. I have the duty to sign your surgical consent form. You don't have to worry about troubling me." Looking at their 3 equally gentle, smiling faces, I found it hard to breathe. I couldn't help but retort sarcastically, "You're all busy looking after Chloe. This little thing doesn't need to be brought to your attention." Their smiles faltered slightly. Then, Noah sighed and gently ruffled my hair. "You're still mad at us for not visiting you in the hospital because we were taking care of Chloe, aren't you? It was our oversight. We were wrong. We'll definitely change." He picked up the bowl of soup, blew on it to cool it, and brought it to my lips. "This is my earnest effort. It won't taste good if it gets cold. Let me feed you." The surgery was still 15 hours away. Even if I drank this bowl of soup now, it wouldn't affect my transplant tomorrow. They must have known that. My heart fluttered slightly. I couldn't help but wonder if my parents were truly seeing me again. I opened my mouth, then closed it, pushing the bowl away. "Mom, thank you for your kindness, but I don't have an appetite right now. Just leave it here for a bit." "Bah!" As soon as the words left my lips, a small figure kicked open the door. My son, Ethan, burst in like a little cannonball, crying as he spoke to my mother, Eleanor. "Grandma, what do we do? Mom won't drink the soup, so Chloe can't get the heart transplant." "I don't want Chloe to hurt. Make Mom give the heart to Chloe." "What?" I stared in shock at the bowl of soup, then snatched the thermos from Dad's hand, stirring frantically. A small blue capsule floated up. I recognized it. It was my long-term anticoagulant medication. But days ago, when the doctor informed me there was a high possibility of a donor heart, I had stopped taking it. All to seize every chance for a heart transplant. If I took this medication before surgery, I might not survive the operation due to a clotting disorder. And the doctors, after comprehensive consideration, would abandon my transplant. Fear crawled all over my heart. I clutched my chest, the pain so intense that a layer of cold sweat seeped from my back. I couldn't take it anymore. I smashed the food container in my hand and roared. "Are you trying to kill me?" The pain of betrayal from 2 lifetimes combined, tears filled my eyes. I looked mournfully at the few people who were supposed to be the closest in the world to me, choking back sobs as I demanded an answer. "Dad, Mom, I'm your daughter, aren't I? Why are you doing this to me?" My sudden outburst of smashing things startled Ethan. He flinched, then cried even louder. "Bad Mom, you don't hurt at all. Why are you still trying to steal Chloe's heart?" "I don't want a selfish mom. I only want Chloe. Don't hurt." I mumbled, chewing on those words as if they were shards of glass I couldn't swallow. Looking at the son I had nearly died giving birth to, all my affection for him dissipated like smoke. It was precisely because I was in so much pain during my episodes, my face pale, expression twisted, black hair matted with cold sweat clinging to my cheeks, that I looked so ugly and terrifying. I always worried about scaring my little one. So I never let him see me during an episode. Ethan would sometimes notice something was off. He'd cautiously ask me, "Mom, does your heart hurt?" I would force a smile and reassure him. "No, I don't hurt, Ethan. Don't worry, okay?" I told the lies so many times that Ethan actually believed it. And just because I lied about not hurting, he wanted me to give my heart to Chloe. It was utterly ridiculous. I hunched my back, trying to alleviate the pain, and couldn't help but let out a short, self-deprecating laugh. "Ethan." I stared straight at him, my voice raspy. "If I told you I hurt too, would you still want me to give my heart to Chloe?" My heart condition wasn't always this severe, but while waiting for a donor, I unexpectedly found myself pregnant. It was already difficult for me to conceive. The doctor told me that if I aborted this child, I might never have another one. She pointed to the beating heart on the ultrasound for me to see. "He's very healthy." I looked at the screen, many thoughts flashing through my mind, yet feeling as if nothing had. But in the end, I touched that beating heart and decided to keep the child. My pregnancy was incredibly difficult. I couldn't move much, and my morning sickness was severe. By the time I carried Ethan to term and gave birth, it had almost killed me. My attending physician immediately came to me, looking serious. "Evelyn, you're insane. Because of this child, your heart's lifespan has been shortened by almost 3 years." But looking at the small, soft infant in my arms, I shook my head firmly. "Doctor, I don't regret it. At least, not before I died in my previous life." Ethan's tears paused. He bit his lip. "Yes, I want Mom to give her heart to Chloe." All my strength seemed to drain away in an instant. I almost lost my balance. I wiped the tears from my face and spoke coldly to the menacing group. "You want me to give up my donor heart? Impossible." The atmosphere completely froze. Mom, Eleanor, her face grim, spoke with disappointment. "Evelyn, ever since you came back to the George family, Chloe has always yielded to you. Haven't you bullied her enough these years? You won't even give up a heart for Chloe. You're truly a greedy person." Noah chimed in. "You still have 3 years to live, but Chloe is in so much pain that she can't sleep at night. She's so frail a gust of wind could blow her away." How can your heart be so cruel, watching your sister suffer? But because I gave birth to Ethan, those 3 years I had left were long gone. If I didn't get a heart transplant now, I might die next month or even tomorrow. My mouth was full of bitterness, but I had no strength left to explain any of this to them. I just closed my eyes and told them to leave. Chloe doesn't deserve to be my sister. If you think I'm heartless, then after the surgery, I can leave the George family and never bother you again. Countless insults immediately erupted, but I didn't take a single word to heart. I called security. Someone is causing a disturbance in the hospital, disrupting normal medical order. Security guards came and escorted them out, and then my ears finally had peace. Exhaustion also washed over me. I closed my eyes and fell into a deep sleep. When I woke up again, a nurse informed me to prepare for surgery. I changed into a surgical gown and lay on the operating table. I was being wheeled to the operating room alone when someone blocked my way. Noah stood at the operating room door, his face grim. "Evelyn can't have surgery. She drank milk last night and didn't fast." The head nurse's face instantly changed. She asked me sternly, "Did you secretly eat something?" My face was pale. I shook my head, about to explain. Mom and Dad also stepped forward, bringing a frail-looking Chloe with them. "Doctor, we are her closest family. Of course, we want her to be healthy, but we can't lie. Evelyn drank milk last night. We saw it with our own eyes." They pushed Chloe forward. But Chloe didn't eat anything last night. She needs the same donor heart as Evelyn. For everyone's sake, let Chloe have this transplant. We'll make sure to keep Evelyn in line next time and not let her eat things she shouldn't. I instantly understood what they meant. There were no cameras in the room. Whether I had eaten or not depended entirely on their word. And once a donor heart is harvested, it's only viable for 3 hours, including air transport time. If I wasted any more time trying to prove I hadn't eaten, this heart would be useless. I gave them a cold glance, my entire heart completely chilled. The head nurse was already hesitating, but I lay calmly on the operating table, unmoving. The operating room door opened, and Dr. Diaz, my attending physician, beckoned to the head nurse. "All right, wheel Evelyn in." Noah's face changed. He spoke urgently. "Doctor, she ate something last night. She can't have the surgery." Dr. Diaz looked at them coldly, then tossed something out. "Whether she ate or not, Evelyn already proved it to us. As for you, you're implicated in attempted murder. Get ready to go to jail." The operating room door closed. I saw Mom, Dad, and Noah's faces instantly turn ashen.